In Packet Tracer 10.1.5, we will use Cisco Discovery Protocol to map a network. The scenario is that a senior network administrator has tasked you to map out or discover the individual devices that are obscured by this remote branch office cloud here, and then record in the table in your document all of the device names, interfaces that are connecting to other devices, IP addresses, subnet masks, and also note the name of the switch that does not have an IP address. You will use Secure Shell or SSH to remotely access devices and the Cisco Discovery Protocol to discover information about neighboring devices. Because CDP is a layer 2 protocol, it can be used to discover information about devices that do not have IP addresses. Let's get started. We've been provided with the username and passwords for both the local network, which is this LAN behind Edge 1 router, and then the branch office network, which is everything on the other side of that. In part 1, we will start by going to the admin PC and getting on the command prompt to SSH to the default gateway router for admin PC, which is the Edge 1 router, and we are provided with the IP address in B. SSH is the command, -L to log in. We are using the username admin01 on the local network, followed by the IP address that we are provided for Edge 1. For the password, you can copy and paste it in or type it. If you copy it, make sure not to copy any extra spaces. The password will not show when you paste it in. The prompt has changed to indicate we are now on the Edge 1 router command line. And notice we are placed directly into privileged exec mode because the admin 01 user account is configured to privilege level 15. We want to document the interfaces on Edge 1. We have already been given the first IP address, but there's another interface on Edge 1 that we need to document. So show IP interface brief, and if you want to filter down the output, you could exclude unassigned ports to just narrow it down to the actively IP addressed ports. Here is serial 000. You can copy that IP address and paste that into the document, do a Control-V to paste. To find the subnet mask, show interface will give you the prefix length. If you want to see the actual mask, you could say show run and then narrow that down to section interface just to see the interfaces. So for serial 000, here is the subnet mask, which again you can copy and paste in. Then next, it's already been documented for us that we have S1 connected as a neighbor on G00 and that the serial interface is connected to the ISP. We want to next, from Edge 1, SSH to the remote branch network. And again, we have been given that IP address, SSH-L. This will be user branch admin because we are now leaving the local network and going into the remote branch office network, followed by the IP address that we've been given. And we have a question in the document at this point to answer. After connecting to the remote branch office, what piece of previously missing information can now be added to the addressing table above? Which that column, we have a blank here, is the device. And we see that our prompt has changed to the device name we have been given, the host name. We can put in that by copying and pasting it. And we can also put that in the table in the device column. Next, we want to get more information about interfaces. We have two interfaces that have been IP addressed, which are the serial 001, which we already have, and that is connected to the ISP for the remote branch network. We need the mask. For 0001, the mask for a /30, which has 252 in the last octet. We have another interface to document. Copy the router name and place that on the next line because we are entering another interface for that device, which is the G00 interface. The IP address for that interface is given in the show IP interface brief output. And in the show run output, the mask is provided as well. This is a /29, which is a .248 in the last octet. Now we need to find what is the connected neighbor. That takes us into part 2. You are now remotely connected to the branch edge router. Using Cisco Discovery Protocol, begin looking for connected network devices. So this part is done. Next, let's use CDP. In B, it tells us security best practice recommends only running CDP when needed, so it may need to be turned on. Use show CDP to see the status. We see that it is not enabled and we need to turn it on. It's a good idea to only broadcast CDP information to internal network devices and not to external networks. So we are going to turn on CDP globally and then disable CDP specifically on the serial 001 interface. To enable CDP, go into configuration mode, CDP run. Go to interface serial 001 and disable it only on that interface by typing no CDP enable. That takes the packet tracer to 100% completion. We have more questions and things to do in the document yet. And to exit out, and now show CDP neighbors to discover any neighboring network devices. Some questions here. Is there a neighboring network device? Yes. What type of device is it? In capability column, the R stands for router. Platform column tells us what model. This is a 1900 series router. Its name is branch-firewall. It's connected locally to gig 00. I'm copying and pasting. And is the device's IP address listed in the output? No. Record the information in the addressing table. On the local interface G00, the connected neighbor is branch-firewall. Paste that in, and we are up to date on branch edge. We will be going to branch firewall next, so I will copy that and paste it under the device column as well. To find the IP address of the neighboring device, the command is show CDP neighbor again, but add the detail keyword, or DET for short. In question E, aside from the neighboring device's IP address, which is right here, what other piece of potentially sensitive information is listed? The Cisco iOS software version is listed. A threat actor could research for known vulnerabilities in that iOS version that they might exploit and cause some harm. The IP address can go into our document table, since we'll be going there next. Now that we know the IP address of the neighbor, we will connect via SSH in order to discover its neighbors. SSH-L, we're logging in as branch admin, and the IP address from the show CDP neighbor detail. On step F, the question to answer next, after successfully connecting with SSH, what does the command prompt show? It shows the name of the device, branch-firewall. Let's get caught up on our interfaces. Show IP interface brief The interface we just connected to is G00, and we see that there's also a G01. Create an entry for that. This is the same router name, branch-firewall. Copy and paste in the IP address for that interface. Show run section interface will show us our subnet masks. The 00, that's a /29 or .248. And G0/1 is .128 in the last octet, which is a /25. Now we need to see who our connected neighbors are. Show CDP neighbor. We can answer the question that comes next, which is what types of network devices neighbor this device? We see we have an S for switch, a 2960 switch. 2960 is the model, and then a model 1900 router. We will record all of our information in the table and then go on discovering more devices. So G00 is connected to branch-edge, which was the previous router we were on. G0/1 is connected to the switch, and that is the switch's name. To see the IP addresses, show CDP neighbor detail gives us the IP address for the switch. So we want to create a new line for that, plug in that IP address in our document. And we also have an IP address for branch-edge, but we already have been to that one. We're going to SSH over to the switch now. Show IP interface brief. We are looking for interfaces that are up in this case because we're going to document our layer 2 interfaces as well. The interface that has that IP address is a virtual interface called VLAN 1. That is in software, so that will not have a connected neighbor. You can either leave that blank or put a not applicable or n/a there. We have 3 other interfaces that we'll need to document. Fast Ethernet 0/24, G0/1, and G0/2. Those will all be under the same device name, so copy that and paste it on those lines. Those do not have an IP address because they are layer 2 only. No network address or mask. We need to determine what the 3 neighbors are that those connect to. Show CDP neighbor. We see G01 is connected to branch firewall, so we have to fill that in there. G02 is connected to the switch on floor 1. That is the name of it right there. And Fast Ethernet 0/24 is connected to the switch on floor 3. To see what IP addresses those have, show CDP neighbor detail. Branch firewall, we already have the information. The floor 1 switch does not have an IP address, so we just found our switch that does not have an IP address that we were supposed to document. So that's the answer to the very last question. Now all that's left is to fill in the table. Floor 1 switch, I'm just going to paste that in at the bottom, get the other ones out of the way that have IP addresses. On the floor 3 switch, we have an IP address, so we can SSH to that one next. So we have the floor 3 switch and the floor 1 switch and the branch firewall. SSH to the floor 3 switch now. Our prompt changes to show we are logged into the floor 3 switch, and we have not privileged exec on this one, but we can still get a lot of information, starting with show IP interface brief. the VLAN 1 interface name for the IP address. Again, that is a virtual interface, so that will not be connected to a neighbor. We are not looking at show run because we don't have permissions, so we'll just get that off of the interface. But first, we have two other interfaces in use that we have to document: Fast Ethernet 0/24 and Gig 0/1. Copy and paste the device name to go along with those entries. These are layer 2 only. There will be no IP address or mask to fill in on those, just the neighbors. So show IP interface VLAN 1 or show interface will show us that this is a /25. That would be the same subnet mask as an earlier entry that ends in .128. That can go in the subnet mask column. Let's see what our two interfaces are connected to. Show CDP neighbor. Fast Ethernet 0/24 is connected to the floor 2 switch. The Gig 01 is connected to the floor 1 switch. So we see that floor 1 switch has two connections, one connecting to the floor 3 switch and one connecting to the floor 2 switch. So we will need to make two entries for that. Our two floor 1 entries will be the interfaces that are connected to both of those switches that we saw in CDP neighbor. So floor 3 is connected to, over here is the remote interface. So that's Gig 0/1 on floor 1 is connected to floor 3. So that will go over here. There is no IP address or subnet mask for that layer 2 connection. We just need to fill in the connection to floor 2 that connects to floor 1. That's a layer 2 connection. So all we need is what interface on floor 1 is connecting to floor 2, which if we exit out of floor 3. Back to floor 2, show CDP neighbor. Looking back at that floor 1 connection, it was locally on G02 on floor 2, and the remote interface on the floor 1 switch is over here in the last column, Gig 0/2. Or you could just put G0/2. We've mapped out all of our connections in the remote branch network and identified the switch that didn't have the IP address. And let me just correct an oversight here. I forgot to put in the subnet mask for the SWBR floor 2 switch VLAN 1 interface, which is a /25, so that would be .128 in the last octet there. Once your document and PKA file are complete, save them and drop them in the Dropbox, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.